All right, guys, so I ordered a new chair up for the computer from DX Racer, and I looked around on YouTube and I didn't see any videos with this exact chair. And this chair is a little different than the rest of the chairs that DX Racer offers, but we'll cover that once we get inside. I also didn't see a lot of unboxing, so we're going to go ahead and unbox it, show assembly and everything in this video. You can skip around. I'll put some tags down below on where each section is in case you just want to check one thing out. All right, so let's get right to it. Got my keys here. We're going to go ahead and rip this puppy open. All right, so you're seeing what I would see. I would normally open this flat in the ground, but we're going to be a little awkward about it just so you guys can get a better view. One piece of foam up top. See the armrest here. Chair back itself covered in plastic. We're going to go ahead and pull that out a little. Up it right to the ground. What do we have here? This is our seat back. Just set that to the side. Oh, look, sent us a mouse pad. Look at that. A little bit of propaganda on there. All right. And we have a bunch of foam padding again. Pull this out. Our bottom base stacked inside of the chair. Bubble wrapped all over the place. Wrapped up very well. We'll drop that on this piece of foam padding. Another piece of foam padding. And what do we have over here? These are the pillows. Now, this is one of the things that is much different on this chair as opposed to the other chairs. But again, we'll get to that in a little bit. But this little backrest pillow is one of them. And here's our, is that the headrest pillow? That's a headrest pillow. This is the backrest pillow. Okay. This is the one that's different. Anyway. Packed very well. Oh, look at that. Comes partially pre-assembled. The arms are already all mounted up to the seat. There's slide adjusters down here, so you can slide them in and out. Matter of fact, let's finish getting everything out first. We'll set this up here for now. Components box, and that would be it. Some added foam, a little bit of piece over here on the side. So that's it for our box. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that. All right, next item we have here. So pads over there. Keep padding on the floor. I don't want to scratch up the hardwood. Grab my keys. And let's dig into this box here. All right, right up top. I have some hardware, an Allen bolt washer, and a lock washer, an Allen head, or an Allen wrench, sorry, right there. And looks like the pads for the top of our base there. We'll stack those back the way they were. Plastic covers, more plastic covers. Basically, it's a box of all the assembly stuff. Whoop. For the bottom of the chair is what we're looking at here. Wheels. Our center height adjuster. Whatever the technical word for that is, I don't know. And box is empty over there. This is the bottom mount for the chair. up, down, free lock. Look at that. And, ooh, nice. Good quality for the adjuster. For the tilt tension here. All right. So we're going to set that down. This off. All right. So, extra good, thick, big padding on this one. Look at that. Very nice. You see the brown leather sides here? And again, extra thick padding compared to the other seats. I'll list the seat model for this one in the description below. Some mounting hardware. We'll see how that goes together. So I'm going to go ahead and set this off to the side. And right here, get another big piece of packing tape. These will mount up to the side of the seat there. We can pretty much safely say that. All right, so this one free moves on the left-hand side. This is the seat back adjuster. And the one that has precedent is the one on the right-hand side. The one that has control is the one on the right-hand side of the seat. This little pull lever here. Again, thicker cushion also on the bottom. Sides are adjustable, but we'll get to that here in a minute. All right. Yep, let's look at the bottom here. So you can see, pretty much comes assembled already for the most part. Your arms are attached already bolted in place here. Everything looks pretty good. I think these actually come off, and we use that to attach a base. We'll find out in a minute. All right, so here's our base that our casters and wheels are going to go into. Look for an opening in the bag. Opening's taped up over here. All right, gonna use the keys again for this bit. I'm going right underneath the back side here where there's a channel. And if I do scar anything, you're not going to see it. All right, nicely protected. Seriously, good job, guys. It's not over packaged either, like a lot of companies tend to do. All right. Paint finish is a satin. It's pretty good. Center here isn't really painted, but it's aluminum, so who cares? All right, looks good. Looks good. Bolt holes here, or are they just snapping? Recording equipment in my back pocket. There we go. All right, so that's the unboxing. This is everything that we have. Let's move along now to assembly. First thing you do, you probably don't need the instructions. I mean, this is going to be pretty straightforward, but we're going to open them up here just for a moment anyway. Warning video. Please use protective gloves when assembling chairs, blah, blah. Height lifting, tilting has instructions on it that are right here. Give that a moment. Hopefully it'll focus in for you. there is an assembly video apparently online. I'm going to go ahead and show this to you as well. All right, there you go. So real quick, yep, it shows the side pieces here bolt onto the back of the chair over there. It's easy enough, 2 of those with the Allen key assembles that. And then that is what these covers are for, so nifty there. All right. And down here, what are you looking at? Yeah, bolt this to the bottom of the chair. It's going to shows us the proper orientation on there. It has the pillow set up and all of that. What else we got here? Shows the wheels going on. These pieces here and the cover set up for that. All right, tell you what, we are going to go ahead and assemble this. So first thing I'm going to do, there's no real actual instructions or order on this. It doesn't matter. It's got pictures that says, hey, figure it out. So if you really need instructions, then pay attention. I'll walk you through stuff here. Keep in mind, I'm figuring this out as I go, which should not be all of that hard. All right, so we've got our wheels here. I'm going to start on the base plate. So we've got our base here sitting upside down. I'm going to do this first. I'm going to go ahead and put the casters on it first. So casters are a push in. You just take the pin here on the top, and it's got a little spring retainer clip up there. And you're going to push it into the holes here. There's no way to do this wrong, okay? All you do is set it in there and give it a push. Just like that. You'll hear it click, and now it shouldn't pull out. There we go. Make sure you're down all the way. Yep. And now it's locked in place, so now you're good. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and do that for all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 locations. Got our wheels in. All right, that's all 5. We're good to go. Now, you can skip that part if you want. If you're setting up the chair stationary and you're going to be playing a racing game that requires pedal movement, then you may wish to skip this step, as none of these rollers have locking mechanisms on them. So the chair is going to be a free roller, all right? All right, these are the pads. Footrest pads, basically, if you're sitting down, put your feet on top of this. All right, so if you don't want to read that, you don't want to look at it, these have shapes to them, okay? They're narrower on one side and higher on the other side. See that? Narrow, high. So what you're going to do is you're going to put the, as the instructions say, the high piece towards the outside, okay? So high end, outside, narrow end, inside. There's 4 posts in the bottom and 4 holes here. So you just line this up, give it a squeeze, snaps right in place. You're going to repeat this for all sections here on the chair. Again, narrow side in, fat side out. Nice and easy, quick to do. Just don't get in too much of a hurry and end up putting one in the wrong way, because although it shows how to remove these, they look like they're not very durable for repeat installations. All right. So there it is. There's our base. Got our footrests, protectors here for our pads. Our casters are in place. Our base is good to go, except for this unit. This is our hydraulic, our razor, right in there. no real locking in. It seems to be just kind of a press fit, so it's going to get snug as we go down. Ah, well, these just fall apart. All right, so when this comes in a box, it's not quite assembled correctly for how you should use it. There's some ridges on here, a very small ridge on each one of these. All right, let's look at our directions, see if it says how to do it. I don't think that it does. It does not. It only shows you a stack here and a stack going on. So that's could have been described a little bit better. That's okay. We're going to help you out with that. So you obviously want the small edge to go up top here, right? Because it's going to catch on this and lift this cover up. Now, in order to do that, you want to make sure that it lifts the piece below it. That means you need this lip to be at the bottom. And the way you stack these matters. See, it won't go in this way. If I have them oriented correctly, it will not drop in. If I have it oriented this way, it will drop in, and that is incorrect assembly. So you want to take the base piece, you want to take the next piece that's larger and go over it from the top. All right, so now in order to check this, I can pull it up and it's not going to fall out. Same thing for this. The ridge goes at the bottom, okay? Ridge at the bottom, very important. If it is not, then it will not catch and hang when you do this. So test it first, make sure it catches and hangs. Don't just throw it on there all collapsed, because if you do, the way it came out of the box for me, you will be disappointed and have to disassemble part of the chair. All right, so here we go. It's good to go. We're gonna go ahead and drop it on down. And now our base is assembled. So we're done with this part for now. I'm going to go ahead, move this. Actually, I'm going to fold this open again. I got hardwood floors here. We're going to try and keep floors a little bit safe. Nope, it's not going to expand. So that. Pop you over here in the plastic. All right. Next up, let's assemble the base. All right, so here's the base of the chair. These 4 bolts here apparently are what mount the base there. So let's take a peek here. And this will show you, will it? Yes, it will show you proper orientation for your mounting base here. It's going to be important. Obviously, the side goes up. That's not too big a deal. But do you mount it this way? Or do you mount it this way? Now, this is important. This should be the proper way. We're going to consult just in case. Yes, it is. But this should be the proper way. And the reason for that is the position of your mount for your chair is very important for stability, and then also, you want to be able to reach your tension from the front, so you can just reach under the chair and adjust the tension for it. We're going to go ahead and pull that little guy off, our protector for the sleeve here, and I'm going to go ahead and pull these bolts out so that we can put this on just like that. Now, when I do put it on, this is going to be upright, which is instructions on how to operate your chair in case you need them. Again, they supplied the Allen wrench and an extra bolt washer and lock washer. Tuck those off to the side. Got our Allen wrench here. Break this guy free. When disassembling, be very careful not to drop any of the washers inside of the seat back or anywhere else. Otherwise, you get to have fun fishing them out. What I like to do when removing anything like this is once you get it pulled out a couple turns, go ahead and stick your finger down there and make sure you get a gap between the bottom washer, the flat washer, and the surface it's on, so it's pressed up near the head of the bolt. Doing this will allow it to come out without, there we go, without fear of it dropping down. So now we've got a little gap on the back side, and we're good to go. Let's twist it out by hand. There we are. So, very important in case you didn't do that, or in case these got scattered around, you have little kids running around and they separate everything, and maybe you're not very mechanically inclined but still want to assemble your own chair. So with that in mind, the way that these go together on the chair, all right, you take the bolt, take your lock washer, this goes up top, okay? This is the first thing that goes onto your bolt. Then you take the flat washer and stick it on here. Now the lock washer is the one that is cut and twisted. Not sure if you can see there now, but there's two different washers. One is cut and twisted, one is large and flat. See, like this, a very large surface, and the other one is very small diameter, but cut and twisted. Almost would look like it's broken if you didn't know what it was. So cut and twisted one goes on first, that's your lock washer, and your flat washer goes on after that. Okay, I'm gonna set this off to the side, as well as these bolts right here on the front corner, so hopefully they stay in your view. Move this. We're gonna take our chair and set it just like this, so hopefully you guys can still see, but should give me a little bit more room back here. Okay. When you're lining this up, again, easy way to tell if you're right or wrong on positioning, in case you're confused, is this lever will be right above one of the armrests. Very, very close to it, just underneath that armrest there. It's actually kind of weird positioning. Isn't, oh, nope, sorry. It will not be. See, I'm sitting here, I have the chair tipped upside down, these back supports are here, and I got disoriented with the layout of the chair. So it's going to actually sit just like this, which has your screw mount right up front here, and puts a lever here right back by your tilt adjustment on this side. So we're going to leave it right there. Take all of your screws, thread them in by hand. Very important, don't just start in with the driver right away. Just get a couple threads started and move to your next hole. I like to go cross pattern at first. You can go whatever pattern you like. There isn't really a science there. We're just starting them to make sure that they all line up. There's a reason why you don't just bolt one down and then try and bolt another down. If you do that and the panels aren't perfectly aligned, if there's a little bit of warpage at all, it'd be very hard to get it in place. This is, you know, stamping manufacturing, so things may not be perfect. Also, if you bolt it down and you're slightly off orientation, then it's not going to, it's gonna fight you. The holes aren't gonna line up. So all right, so now I have them all down, and I've gone ahead and even twisted this guy so that we're hand tight. We're right down as tight as we're gonna get by hand. Now, I'm gonna grab our Allen wrench here and go ahead and spin these down. They don't have to be super tight. This isn't a car that you're driving down the road where you have to worry about things vibrating loose. So I'm just going to go ahead and twist it down using this angle on the Allen wrench. Use the top handle instead of the side handle. If you're looking at it and the lock washer is flat, that's all you need to do is make the lock washer flat. Seriously, that should be enough. If you get on it and you feel it creaky and moving around a little bit, well then guess what? You know where to come back and tighten. But usually making that lock washer flat is enough force on something like this. All right, we're going to go ahead and spin this one around. A little extra twist there at the end. If you feel like you have, you know, maybe your wrist strength isn't up to par or something like that, and you'd like to give it a little extra, feel free to use this side, but do not pull too hard. Give it, you know, just a little tiny bit. I just use a couple fingers like that for a final torque, right? Couple fingers, not all of them. No, I just use these two. Come in, give it a little squeeze, you know. That's it. And that'll help flatten out anything here if it was a little misshaped. So we should be good. All right, our base is on here. Now I'm going to go ahead and set this on our floor mount. There's a reason why I'm assembling it in this method. I assembled the floor mount first so it was prepped and ready to go. Assemble this to the base without assembling the rear so that I could have this basically on its own stand, right? I got the armrest here, I have the back supports here, and it sits nice and level and gives me a good even surface to work on while I'm sitting here on the floor. Makes it very easy. All right, I'm gonna move some of this stuff here out of the way. This shaft right here goes into this hole right here. So all you gotta do is pick it up and lower it over top of that. So we're gonna go ahead and pick this up. Drops down, and that's really it. There's no science to that, it's done. So now we have most of our chair assembled. Our base is here, it's ready to go. I could have assembled this on the floor if I wanted to before picking it up and setting it on here, but this raised it up a little bit. I don't have to sit on the floor anymore. Nice, good working surface for me here as well. I want to make sure it's good and good and tight there. All right, so here we have the backrest. Bolts are already in here as well, and there's some holes here in the side. We're gonna go ahead and, why are the holes there actually? Oh, for the side covers. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and unbolt these as well. These are just threaded in by hand for me. You might have to use the Allen wrench, I'm not certain. So go ahead and take these out. Drop them down onto the floor. Put them wherever they'll be safe, that you're not going to knock them over or anything like that while working, assembling the rest of the chair. Now, this is key. Be very, very careful not to lose a washer inside of the chair. It's probably why they gave you extras, but if you do that, this is leather, and it looks to be pretty well sealed off. A little slit, yeah, you might be able to fish it out of there. I'd be very careful not to. Remember, just put your fingers behind that washer and you'll be all right. All right, so I have all 4 of those removed. Now comes fun part. We get to line it up and install it with this back section here. Now, I placed my knee on the chair for a reason. I'm going to keep it from twisting around on me. Go ahead and make sure that we're in here. I'm take my bolt and get our first bolt hole lined up. That's it. Now, on some of the videos I've read, people have been complaining, hey, you really need 2 people to do this. It'll make it much easier. It's so hard to do by yourself. Well, the truth is, if you do it like this, you can see I'm doing it by myself, and this is really easy. It's not a challenge whatsoever. All right. Now, I skipped this, so I'm going to go back to it real quick. There's an adjustment on this side. This is held in place firm, okay? This doesn't move unless you pull the lever here. So I know it's not going to move around on me while I try and place the seat. That is the reason why I attached this piece first, because now when I spin the chair around to get to the other side, it's held in place. I don't have to worry about trying to hold this anymore. All I have to do is line this up and give a slight lift. That's it. And now my bolt holes are oriented. Makes it very easy. Again, it's all in the assembly steps. If you put this together in the right order, it makes it a lot easier for you. So, I've got a little bit of leather overhang on this top hole. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of stretch that away. There we go. So our top hole is now free and clear. take the bolt and go right into that top hole there and thread it in. Same steps as before so far as washers are concerned. Lock washer in the bottom, flat washer is or lock washer closest to the head of the bolt, flat washer closest to the base of the chair. We're looking in here, we have a nice clear shot, so we're going to go ahead and stick that in there. No leather in the way. If you do get leather in the way, all you have to do is kind of pull in the chair a little bit like I did up top here, and it'll pull it out. All right. So now, take our Allen wrench, and again, just going to give it a couple twists. Now I haven't fully compressed the washers yet. I'm going to do this side just a little bit. Twist it around, and as you can see, this one's sticking out quite a bit. It's because it was pretty, a little bit more difficult to orient this side without having any weight or anything supporting the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that this has no resistance. It doesn't. It's going in nice and easy. And again, I didn't want to bolt down the other side all the way yet until this. I did run it in just a little snug, but now we're good. We're in position. We're where we're going to stay. I'm going to go ahead and tighten it down. There we go. I work on cars a lot, so I'm used to rotating around. This probably isn't necessary for something like this. Again, if you just want to make sure it's snug, just a couple fingers, okay? Like, maybe 2 fingers, something like that. Depends on how strong you are with it the long ways. If you want to give it an extra little bit of snugness, which I do, so I'm going to go ahead and use my center too. There we go. It's good. Put it on here again. A couple fingers. It's good. No need to over tighten. Finish running you guys in. Oh, you are all right now. It's good. And just because that got in the way, yep. All right, good. So now we have these components. Let's see here. Looks pretty self-explanatory. All right, so you have a hole. There's orientation is going to be important in this one. Needs to go so that the long end without the cover on it, see how it's kind of cut away back here? You can see my finger through the side, and when I move up it disappears. So that's going to give you the shape. You have a small plug down here. You have 2 holes that the bolts are going to fit into above it, right here and right here. And then you have a guide pin that's going to pop into place and hold it from pulling out. Same with this one. Those look kind of fragile, so you want to be very careful when installing this. Here and here for your bolt covers. This large hole is where you want to orient your push pin. So we're going to go ahead and actually orient that little guy. All right. It's not quite lining up, guys. Is there a left and right? There's a left and right. Okay. Left and right. Actually, this is left. That one's going over there. This is right. This one's going over here. See? So, instructions would have been good. They would have helped out there. A little push pin right up top here, and another push pin goes into the larger hole right here. All right. All right, we're on. Little gap back here. Just the way the seat's shaped, it's nice and firm up to here, and then it starts to tilt in. So you got a little gap there. Not a big deal for me, anyway. For you, I don't know if it will be or not for aesthetics, but looks good enough for me. All right, so we're going to wrap around to the other side here, and we're going to go ahead and secure this one the same way. All right, we're on. Again, a little gap right here, just where the chair starts turning. So that's it, our chair is assembled. Now there's a couple of adjustments with the chair. Both sides, obviously, of the armrests adjust, and all you have to do is lift on this little mechanism here to adjust them. Still recording. So all you have to do is lift up. That's going to allow the armrest to raise or lower. You can do this in increments. So it is not infinitely adjustable. It does click in. See? But there's a lot of steps there. Wow. So you can really tune that in. Okay, the next step is right here, just like the seat in your car has, this has a reverse lever, or a release lever, sorry, to allow you to tilt the chair. Now you can tilt, oh wow, look at that. Wow, back quite a ways. Need that pillow, I could take a nap. So it gives you a large amount of tilt room here. All right, but enough of that for now. We're gonna go ahead and bring this chair back up. And now there's this lever down here that we assembled. Now, how this works is when you're in the chair, if you wish to rock the base or lift the chair up and down, you pull this, release it. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a pull to bring the chair up. All right, so I'm at max height now. When I go back down, I just pull it again, drops me back down. For it to tilt, you take this and you pull it out. So I just pulled it towards the screen right now. Now that I've done that, I can take and tilt the chair back. Wow, spring is set tight on this one for me. Oh, spring adjustment. Right, ooh, way back here. All right, so you reach in there and give it a twist, and you can adjust the spring tension. So I'm gonna go ahead and twist that out. A little looser, almost better. Go ahead and loosen that up some more. Apparently I lost a bit of weight. All right, there we go. That's a little better. So I'm using my feet to push out. But so now you can physically lock the chair in the position you want. So with the lever outward, we can tilt. Then I can take this lever and push it in. There we go, there's the lock. Supposed to be able to lock it at a tilt angle. Oh, nope, you can't. Apparently you cannot in this model. That's odd. I've seen some other reviews on some of the other chairs where you can lock it at different angles. So that's something to consider when looking at purchasing one of these chairs, is which model you're going to get, and you can base it on some of that. Now for me, this is fine. I'm gonna sit in it probably like this, so gives me enough rock back. There we go. All right. Last two things, the pillows. And this is what some people have complained about on this particular chair, is the backrest pillow. We'll do that last though. So first thing to do is go to the headrest pillow here. Yeah, do the headrest. Got a nice little joiner to tighten the strap up for us. And the headrest pillow, look at that, it's got a zipper here. Must be for restuffing the foam or something if you like. So we've got this little strap here, and we've got the hole back here in the seat. This hole. So how this is gonna work is I'm gonna take this strap, I'm gonna push it through here, pull it out and around. Now you can take this guy and attach it like so. And now holds my headrest pillow in place. All right. The lumbar pillow. This is where I've seen the complaints on this chair. On Amazon and a couple other places were about this strap. All the complaints said that the back padding on this chair is unique, not only in the fact that it is thicker than the other DX chairs and has the quilting on it, but also the fact that this strap is not long enough and the quilting and backing plate here does not pull away from the chair. However, that is not the case in the model that I ordered. Exact model number, everything's the same as all the reviews saying that this does not happen. As you can see, it does. If I pull back here, I can pull this forward. See, my arm is physically in there, okay? This padding does pull forward now. I do not know if there was a revision. I have not emailed DX Racer to get in touch with them and see if there was a change to this particular chair or not. I almost did not buy this chair because they said that that was unable to happen. It didn't pull away, so you could not attach the backrest. And people would complain it either had to sit here, just on the bottom, or they would have to get in a chair and physically move it up behind them where they had to, where they wanted to place it, and then lean back. If they leaned forward, it would drop down and all that. I just said, you know what, I don't really care that much if I have the lumbar support or not, so no big deal. However, what I can see here is this. There's a clip on the back of this. This padding does in fact pull out. So what does that mean? Well, quite simply that it works, just as originally intended. All I have to do is take this strap, I'm gonna make sure it's flat. I'm gonna lift right in behind the seat here, put both my hands behind it, grab this strap, pull it around so that it is now out on this side. Clip it back together just like that, and now guess what? Staying in place. If I want it up, if I want it down, if I want it in the middle, if I want to put it wherever I want, it's there and it works. Now I don't know if I'm going to end up using this or not. We'll see. Maybe during long sessions in the chair I will. But so new revision of this chair. It's on there. I'm going to put a link down to the exact model that I purchased. So if you were looking for one of these and had decided not to get one because you wanted the back support that attached, well, it's on here and it works now. The other differences in this chair for the other models are two things: the colors and the quilting. As you can see, the quilting on the back plate and on the base plate here, and it's thicker padding from what DX Racer has described. In addition to that, you have the two-tone colors. Very nice look. It's a nice dark brown here and the black leather together, which I thought helped my boy racer chair not seem so boy racer. Actually, that lumbar support's pretty nice. Might just leave that in there after all. All right. I'm going to go set this up at my desk and get acclimated, and we'll see how the chair holds up after a couple weeks. Talk to you later. All right, so this is the chair I'm going from. As you can see, it's pretty awesome. Rocks from side to side, all kinds of movement there. And it also has a tilt back feature. I think I can go even farther in this one. So there's that. We've got electrical tape holding back the support here, you know, so it matched the rest of the chair. The tilt support, well, there isn't one. However, you can raise and lower the chair. Sometimes. The armrests are adjustable with twist locks. And the padding on them, actually, the padding on this is actually really good. This is probably the best part about this chair, is this padding. But it's great for your posture. Alright, so I just wanted to give you a baseline so that when I tell you what I think about the new chair, you know what it is I'm coming from here. Oh, jeez. Look at this. This is for the, since it's locked up, I can't even turn it. I'll probably break it if I try too hard. So yeah. Alright guys, so I've got to spend a little bit of time with the chair now, and it's fantastic. I've spent a few 8+ hour days sitting in this chair, working away on video editing and doing some other stuff, and sitting in a chair for that long and not moving around is rough on anybody, right? Just because you're staring at the screen for that amount of time, everything starts to go hazy, whatever. Anyway, the chair itself is fantastic. The lumbar support actually came in very handy. I love that thing. I am so glad that it actually did end up working out, even though originally I said I didn't care. Oh yeah, I don't need it. Well, guess what? It's fantastic to have. So, very great. Chair is comfortable, can lean back, take a little mini nap while you're hanging out if you need to. The adjustment on the side makes it nice and easy for quick little adjustments to get back and forth and still stay supported while you're adjusting your position throughout the day while sitting at your workstation. So I don't know, it's fantastic. I don't know what else I can say. Very comfortable, makes it as easy as that long sitting in front of a screen can be. Never during the whole time did I feel uncomfortable whatsoever. I started to feel a little bit of you know, like maybe I needed to readjust. That's it though. Never any pressure, even on your posterior there from sitting down. Your hip bone, your pelvic bone doesn't hurt from sitting down in a chair. You never run out of padding. At least I haven't. The back is very supportive. The back lumbar support is very nice. Keeps you in the right position. I actually have not even tried to use it without that support since I got it because it's been so comfortable. The pillow for the neck is fantastic. It's in the exact right spot. I am 5'11" and like 3/4, 6 foot with shoes on, to give you just a height comparison. So I mean, it's perfect for someone of my height, and I weigh around 180 pounds. Just to give you a baseline for weight, and it's been fantastic all the way around. The armrests, I did spend a little bit of time adjusting the armrests. So the in and out position for the armrests, you do have to use bolts for those. It's not something that's meant to be adjusted every day though, the actual width of the armrest. So I did spend a little bit of time adjusting that, going down, loosening, tweaking, tightening, loosening, tweaking, tightening, rinse, and repeat. So besides that though, the assembly, as you saw, was pretty straightforward and very fast to get done. The armrest did take a little bit longer for the in and out to get positioned because it's just running on friction then, and you're trying to get it to move just where you want it, but you only do that once. You're adjusting it for your width, right? That's not an adjustment you make every day. So that was nice. The armrests themselves, the padding on top is, you know what, that last chair I had, the padding on it was awesome. Just awesome, so it's not even fair to compare. This stuff is pretty good. It's a bit firm though. There is no soft layer to it at all. The firmness, it's just firm, right? All the way across. But it sits forward far enough that it gets your forearms and not your elbow. And usually that's a complaint for me when it comes to armrests, is your elbow just, you know, killing you after a while from sitting in the armrest, especially in cars. Cars fail terribly at that. Pretty much everyone I've ever driven, if you actually use the armrest on the door, the elbow after a while just is terrible. So, but these, the way they're set up is it's far enough back that your elbow doesn't actually make contact with it unless you're leaning on it like this. You know, maybe I'm coming up and I'm digging my elbow into it that way. And in that particular situation, it's soft enough, it's firm enough to keep you so you never run to the bottom of the padding, but soft enough to make it cushioning and supportive. So again, overall, I tried to find something bad to say about this chair, just because I like to play devil's advocate and find what is it that I can complain about this chair, and nothing. It's great. If you want one, yeah, it's a little pricey, depending on what you consider pricey. For me, it was a little pricey, but worth every single penny. Thanks for watching.